Can you get in shape with just 15 minutes or 20 minutes a day? Watch this.
First question is from Scott from the UK.
Scott, what's happening, man? How can we help you?
Hi guys, thanks for having me on and giving me your time today. Just a bit of background on me. So I'm 40 years old and always been pretty active and healthy. I'm ex-military, so being in shape was never really an issue. It was part of the job. However, since leaving that environment about 3 or 4 years ago, I've sort of struggled to find structure in my workouts and motivation, and not really followed any sort of programming until I found you guys and the MAPS programs. So I really love your programs and how they're set up. I'm currently on MAPS Anabolic, and I also have Performance Anesthetic. I've found that the workouts in Anabolic are taking me about an hour to complete. And I would imagine that the workouts in the other programs are going to be pretty similar. And that's where I'm really struggling to remain consistent with those workouts. I have a busy career, family, job. I travel a lot. So fitting in sort of our workout even 2-3 times a week is a bit of a struggle. So I was really interested in the episode and the talks you guys have done on the sort of shorter, more frequent workouts and the benefits they can give you in terms of sort of gains and consistency. So I guess my question really is, with your programming, how would they be suited to shorter, more frequent workouts? Or are they even suitable for splitting up into those sort of 20-minute-a-day workouts? Or would you lose some of the benefits that those programs are intended for?
No.
And then as a follow-up to that, with the 20-minute workouts, how do you approach sort of warm-ups and some of the other aspects of the programs, like the trigger sessions and mobility movements?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So we will have a program coming out that's going to be specifically programmed in this way. However, you can take traditional workout programs and fit them in this type of a protocol. So with MAPS Anabolic, there's a couple ways you can do this. One way would be to do, let's say each exercise asks for 3 sets. You do 1 set of each exercise in 3 workouts. Okay, so now you're doing, instead of 2 workouts, you're doing 4 workouts or 5 workouts, and you're doing 1 set per exercise. The other way you could do this is you could simply break up the workout itself. So you're doing,
half and half.
First half, yeah.
Yeah,
upper body, lower body type of deal.
Exactly. And that would be, 30-minute workouts. Or you could break it up even more if you'd rather do it on a daily basis and do 2 exercises a day type of deal. So the volume is the same. The frequency is the same. You're just working out more often, but hitting the body parts just as frequently as you would normally. Now, trigger sessions in this particular case, I would do 1 a day later on in the day. So separate it by a couple hours from your workout. So with something like this, if you did a 20-minute workout, 2-3 hours later or later in the day, I would do a single trigger session. So that's kind of how it would be broken down. As far as warm-ups are concerned, your warm-ups, you could still do a 5-minute priming session or do a set to warm up and then jump into your workout. It's going to take some time to get used to it. And here's what I found, though. What I found is because of the frequency of training, I find that I don't need to warm up as long as
and you don't need as much intensity either.
No, I just don't need to, because if I'm doing most of my body 5 days a week, it almost carries over, is what I'm noticing. Now, I don't have any studies or data to support this. This is just off my personal feeling. So you're going to have to kind of play with this a little bit.
I think that what we have coming, Scott, in 2.5 weeks or so is perfect. In fact,
it'll be a lot easier.
Doug, is it too early to give him access? At what point will
it's not quite ready. So yeah, maybe another week or so.
Maybe you follow up. Maybe follow up with me, Scott. I'll give it to you, okay? Because I really, the thing that I don't know if this is and this really depends if this is still going to be a challenge for you, right? If you actually take anabolic and you split it up and now it becomes like a 6-day program, I don't know if we're solving your problem, because if you're a really, really busy guy and three hours a week is hard, whether you split it up in 6 half-hour workouts or 3 hours, no matter how you draw it up, may be challenging. And that's why we wrote this program that's coming out. It's even shorter. It's supposed to be, it's a lot more minimalistic. So it gives you the option to double it up, and then when you double it up, it becomes a 30-minute workout or it's even shorter than that. And so we spent time in programming that for somebody who's kind of a beginner and then somebody who's advanced too. So I think that from what I'm hearing from you, that program that we got coming will be perfect. And so if you follow up with me in the next week, just the same email, I'll make sure you get early access to that. I think you'd be a great person. You're the person I think we were thinking about when we wrote that program.
Yeah, Scott. So let me ask you a question. Would you find it easier to do 4 or 5 20-minute workouts during the week than to do 2 1-hour workouts like you're currently doing?
Yeah, I think I would, just with my work schedule and travel and, getting to the gym and sorting family out. I think that's why I was interested in that information. The sort of 20-minute workout is going to be easier for me more frequently than a sort of big block of training on a few days a week.
Yeah, that's what we found too, training clients. I mean, we've done this for a long time with clients in that particular situation. On its face, you feel like maybe it's harder because it's every day. No, it's actually easier to find 20 minutes a day than it is to find an hour twice a week for busy people. So, starting now, you could do what I said about with MAPS Anabolic, and then in a few weeks, reach back out to us and we'll hook you up with the next program.
That's brilliant. Thanks, guys.
You got it, my friend.
Yep.
Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
You got it. Wish you would have been more excited about giving him a free.
It's the time difference.
He's tired, bro.
Yeah.
Guy's working a lot. He's got these long workouts.
give him a
You're
break,
fucking-
dude.
Come on, yeah, give him
No,
some
bro,
credit.
he's English military.
We
You know what I mean?
need to
Cut it-
supercharge him.
cut him some
Workout.
slack.
Like, this is me. This is how I look all the time. Shit's going down. This is
He'll
it.
kill you, dude.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
We should have talked about it. I feel like we're getting so. I didn't tell you guys this, but I was talking to Katrina last night. She's catching up on emails and stuff, and she's like, "Man, ever since you guys talked about those short workouts, we are getting so many
flooded.
emails
Yeah, we hit a nerve.
that everybody wants.
We
the
hit a nerve.
details.
There's a lot of different ways to
It's
do this.
cool when we figure that out, though. Like when people want something, it's like, oh wow, there's nothing like that on the market. It's like, oh yeah, duh, we should create something like that.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just it's funny because whenever we come up with ideas, we got to look back to how we solve problems with clients.
Mm-hmm.
I did this for years with clients, and it was just such an effective strategy. I can't make to the gym twice a week for an hour. I just
Right.
can't do that. And I remember being like, well, can you do 15 minutes a day? Or well, yeah, that's
It was
way
always spliced out of whatever program you were already
Totally.
running with them. We just would always have to
Totally.
kind of adjust
You
it.
cut the fat,
That's
focus on the lifts that are going to give us the biggest bang for the buck. And
Yeah, and let's make no mistake. The factor that should be considered the most for most people when it comes to your workout program is this something I can do
What you
consistently?
can stick with.
That's it. Because I've said this before: a subpar program done consistently will outperform the best program done inconsistently. So, whenever you're looking at a workout program, that's the first thing you should consider. Don't look at the program like this is the best workout. This is what the highest level powerlifters or bodybuilders do. If it's something you can't do consistently, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. That's the number one factor you should consider, because the fail rate with workouts is north of 85% after just 6 months. And it's not because the programming is bad, it's because people can't be consistent. So that's the problem to solve. And that's the one that we're tackling with this.